Alright, to get started with, let's go ahead and create two levels. So by default, we have that first level right here. So I'm going to click on the plus button. It'll set up the second level for us. We'll just title this level 2. So if we go to level 1 and go inside it, we're just going to start with the basics here. We can make it a little bit prettier than the previous one too if we wanted to add a couple extra features and stuff. So we'll add a set of blocks down below it. You can add a camera if you'd like it. If you like the scene to move a little bit. I'm going to put a sky gradient in the scene. We'll put a goal up at the top. And then in order to have things go in and go out in terms of screen transitions, we'll have our screen transitions, which these by the default are set up so that at least the color comes in, the text isn't set for it. But if you want to be able to drop it in, you'll have an initial transition screen that gets enabled. So we'll have a enter exit. These can be placed anywhere in your scene. This is just simply more of a visual cue for me. Along with that, we'll have an end. The manager, these same tile type, is just one is set up for an end and one set up for a beginning if you want to use it. For the screen transition enter, let's go ahead and go to the properties for this. We're going to go down to the first set right here, which is going to be choosing, and we've looked at this before, but this is choosing your gradient type, whether you want it to go for like patterns. If you want a certain pattern type, you can have different ones to go across. You can also invert if you want it to go from the, if it's going from exit to enter, you could do it that way. We're going from the start to, from the outside in, so we want to have it this way. And remember, you can always add in your texture. So if you want to actually have the texture itself be part of the scene, you can do that. We're going to go ahead and leave it black for the color itself, and the timing looks fine for it. I'm going to go over to my start options here. So the start options for the text is just to say what do you want it to say before it actually gets started. We could say click to start, or you could say level 1, or you could say give it a title or a name. Any type of action that you'd like to do for it. So by default, I think it's coming up white, so this will probably change to like black or something so it's easier to read, but we'll go for a blue color here. And then we want to make sure we enable the text if you want to see it. And then you can choose from the different type of patterns and options, and then we'll take a font size, make it big here. You can do your offsetting here as well as the text alignment options for offsetting, and you can offset those to the different points on the anchor, and then you can also do different type of styles for the font types. Alright, so just doing this, we're just kind of go through it briefly, and then we'll take our step-by-step through the particular types. But if you have this set up, then at this point, again, it'll do the saving once the scene officially loads, then it'll get started with the show on it. And we'll probably have some delays and fade in, fade out and stuff for the text as well. So you have a beginning screen, click to start. So if I click to start, it does the star shape for me, and then shows the player in the scene